Peace, guys. How's it going? Patrick, ConservativeRap, and this video is going to be about financial 4D chess. We'll start with a quote from Ronald Reagan. In this crisis, government is not the solution to the problem. It is the problem. And as you may have been realizing, right now we're going from a transition from Bidenomics to Trumpnomics. We're only 50 days in, and I like where things are going. So let's cover some more of the financial news, or more specifically, geopolitical financial news. Remember, just like there's fake news out there, there's also fake financial news, and outlets such as The Economist, the Wall Street Journal, etc., couched behind their seemingly complex trade analysis and market lingo, is really the perpetuation of a Federal Reserve fiat currency system, not an America First, next level Reagonomics system. So it's important we're not hoodwinked by this stuff. And as we step into the golden age, I think we should take a look at what's happening out there. First, from X, the Will Kane Show. Quote, in 1981, the critics said Reagan's plan would destroy the economy. By 1983, world leaders were asking him to explain the American miracle. Will history repeat itself under President Trump? This is an interview on the Will Kane Show with Peter Navarro, Senior Counselor for Trade and Manufacturing. According to his Wikipedia, check this. Navarro's views on trade are significantly outside the mainstream of economic thought and are widely considered fringe by other economists. A strong proponent of reducing U.S. trade deficits, Navarro is well known for his hardline views on China, describing the country as an existential threat to the United States. Sound familiar? He has accused China of unfair trade practices and currency manipulation, and called for a more confrontational policies toward that country. He has called for increasing the size of the American manufacturing sector, setting high tariffs, especially towards China, and repatriating global supply chains. This guy's awesome. All right, now I'm going to quote part of this interview on the Will Kane Show, but I'll link to the entire post on X so you can watch for yourself. Navarro says, Democrats dig themselves deeper into ditches by defending crazy kinds of waste, fraud, and abuse. Things like men and women's sports and other radical things. Democrats are making fools of themselves, whereas at the same time, President Trump has had the best 50 days of any president in American history. Next, from Fox Business. Check this out. GE Aerospace to invest nearly $1 billion in U.S. manufacturing. GE will also hire around 5,000 U.S. manufacturing and engineering technicians. GE Aerospace has announced nearly $1 billion in investment in U.S. manufacturing, aiming to enhance safety, quality, and engine delivery while creating 5,000 new jobs across 16 states. This move aligns well with Trump administration's push to boost domestic manufacturing. Similarly, Eli Lilly is investing an additional $27 billion in U.S. drug production, bringing its total to over $50 billion since 2020. Apple is also committing, now notice that's twice as much already announced, less than 2 months into Trump's presidency. Apple is also committing $500 billion over 5 years, including building an AI server factory in Houston, Texas, and hiring 20,000 employees focused on advanced technologies. Other companies like SoftBank and Meta have also pledged investments in U.S. under this administration. Next, from the Steel Manufacturers Association, a statement welcoming the Section 232 tariff on imported steel, from steelnet.org. So this is a statement, a recent statement by SMA President Philip K. Bell. Today marks another major step forward that President Trump has taken to defend our national, economic, and energy security and create more American jobs. The domestic steel industry saw a revival after President Trump first instituted tariffs on steel products. But over time, the impact of those tariffs has lessened because of exemptions and exclusions that chipped away at their effectiveness. As the revised steel tariff goes into effect today, and this was posted on March 12th, Wednesday, President Trump is boldly declaring that America will no longer be a dumping ground for cheap, subsidized foreign steel. By closing loopholes in the tariff that have been exploited for years, President Trump will again supercharge a steel industry that stands ready to rebuild America. Robust domestic production of steel is essential for building new infrastructure that connects our country, building a fleet of ships capable of defending America's interest around the world, and building new manufacturing facilities that restore America's manufacturing leadership. The revised tariff will ensure that steelmakers in America can continue to create new high-paying jobs and make greater investments, knowing that they'll not be undercut by unfair trade practices. President Trump is delivering on his promise to put America first, and his actions today put the domestic steel industry in a position to again be the envy of the world. We look forward to continuing the work with President Trump and his team to ensure our industry meets the explosive demand we expect to see from America First trade policies supporting domestic manufacturing. And lastly, from the Gateway Pundit, Justin, top IRS attorney fired as Trump downsizes agency. Amen. The IRS acting chief counsel, William Paul, was removed and replaced by Andrew DeMello, reportedly due to disagreements over the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency's push to share taxpayer data with other agencies. This comes amid plans to cut the IRS workforce by up to 50% through layoffs, attrition, and buyouts, as part of the Trump administration's efforts to reduce the federal workforce. Concern about DOGE's access to sensitive systems have led to resignations and demotions across various government agencies, including the Social Security Administration. Critics, of course, argue that these actions undermine privacy and public service integrity. So again, in this crisis, government is not the solution to the problem. It is the problem. And as mentioned in an earlier post, similar to a drug withdrawal, I think a lot of what we're seeing in the market and a lot of what you may see exploited and overemphasized with a short quarter analysis and market trends is really symptomatic of us freeing ourselves from this Federal Reserve exploitation, this fiat currency that's perpetual inflation, and allowing us to transition into the golden age. I'll put all of these links below for further review. Look forward to more shortly, and feel free to comment below. Share, like, tweet, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. Thanks and take care.